friends, welcome back to Lemon Tree Corner. If you don't know me, my name is Heather and I run a small handmade business called Lemon Tree Corner where I make purses and bags, pouches, and project bags like this one for makers and crafters like yourself. So welcome back to the vlog. This week in the studio we're going to really hit the ground running. It's going to be a short intro and we're going to get some stuff done. So this week we're going to be taking a look at the project patterns that I've tried and tested and I'm ready to produce for the shop, because after some trial and error I've really decided that that's the way to go for my business focus, is to make the project bags. Being a crafter myself, I know the kind of things that I want in a project bag. I feel like I can pick out some cute fabrics to go together and all of that. So that's what we're going to do this week. I've got 4 project bag patterns, and one of those, the sleeve pattern that I made I think I made it just before the vlog started, so I'll show you that as well. And just pick out some fabrics from my stash. And I'm going to be brave and show you all my fabric storage, which is very shameful, so please no hate in the comments. But this is how I'm storing the fabric right now, which is another reason why I just need to get going and make some of these things and put them in my huge Tupperware tubs with my finished items so that I can put some in the shop and hopefully send some as raffle prizes to the other vloggers who do that to get some exposure for myself. So that would be nice as well. Oh, and the cloud just rolled in. It got really dark. I don't know if it got dark for you. So that's what we're doing. And I'm also going to attempt to do the Annie Kit Club kit. Start on that project, and we'll also get going on the Granny Square blanket now that I've picked out my colors and everything. So more of that to come. And if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. That helps me get introduced to more like-minded people like yourself. Let's go look at some patterns and pick out some fabric. Okay, so here I have my binder with all my approved patterns for my product line. So I'm going to go through here and pick the ones that are my approved project patterns. So first we have the Lori Holt zippy bags. So those are a nice one for me to do. And I'll show you a sample of all of these as well. The Oxford pouch is my favorite one, so we'll definitely be doing that one. And what are the other ones? We have the Carry tote bag. That's the big one that I just made, which I think is good. I might alter it now that I've been working in it. I can kind of see that the yarn gets caught around the little holders, so I might change that up a little bit. And I don't know how many of those I'm going to make, so maybe we'll hold off on that for now, since I already have a lot of patterns going on. The Squishy project bag. The Squishy project bag by Erica Arn is really good. I'll show you that one as well. It folds over and it's got a zipper, so that's a good one. She also has the drawstring squishy bag, which is nice, which she's made with a bunch of charm packs, so a bunch of squares that get pieced together. I don't know if I'm going to do that one. Where's the other one I'm looking for? I think I've pulled the other one out already because it's not in here. So I'll have to go track down the other one. I do have the bucket bag, but I'll have to see. Maybe we'll go ahead and pick that one out now while we're doing everything. I don't know. So we'll talk about the modifications as well. So I'll be back in a second with all the patterns and the bags and we'll get started. Okay, so I've gathered all of my project bags here to show you. We'll start with the Oxford project bag from Can Do Crafts, which is really nice. It's got a zipper on the top, a wristlet strap, pockets in the front. I also went ahead and put pockets on the back, but I don't think you need this many pockets. So I just liked having the fabric on both sides, but I might try not doing it that way. And on the inside you have 2 more slip pockets, which could be 3 if you wanted. And a nice wide open base to this one. Another thing I saw that somebody else did that I want to copy, that what they did is they had right above the inside slip pockets, they had a little ring to put your progress keepers on. So I thought that would be good, stitch markers and progress keepers on that line. And then I could pretty much put that in all of the bags. 2 slip pockets in the outside, 2 pockets in the inside, all good. So I really like this design. The other one that has a zipper is this little squishy project bag. And it really is a squishy project bag. It's made with fusible fleece or batting. So nice and squishy. It just has a little handle, not a whole wristlet. This would normally, the bottom fabric would come to here, but I didn't make it correctly the first time, so this bag is mine. I'm not going to sell it like that. Got a zipper up at the top, and then it's got a large slip pocket that I've divided into 3 on the inside, and also a little ring to hold your stitch markers and progress keepers. So I really like this one. This is much smaller. It's more of a sock size project bag, or if you had like a little embroidery hoop, you could put it in there as well. That one's nice. Speaking of embroidery, this is the envelope project, the Lori Holt zippy bag. That's very good. This comes in 2 sizes, so this is the larger size, which I do have my embroidery hoop in there. Not that I have started this project yet. And all of the thread, floss, which is a mess right now. I have to organize that. But this is where I'm storing that right now. And it's kind of nice because it has the zipper that goes across the whole thing that's got two zipper heads and a little handle. So that's nice. I also like it because it comes together pretty fast. So this is definitely one that I want to make. This is that large one that we made a while ago. I think that was the first vlog, and I'm using it right now for my Sunburst Granny Square project. But I'm finding that these guys, this wasn't made to be a project bag. I'm repurposing as a project bag because I thought it was a nice big wide open space. But this guy that closes across the middle, that pulls the whole thing in together, kind of sandwiches it, my yarn is getting tangled around these, so I don't know that I want to make this as a project bag. And this is cool, the thing that goes around the button, but my yarn gets tangled around that as well. So it's probably not the best one to make as a project bag. I think if I was to take away those features, it really wouldn't look the same. So you might not be doing that. My favorite project bag, which I believe is also by Can Do Crafts, is this really cool drawstring bag with a little handle, and it's got a different bottom color on there, and the drawstring, and it's got slip pockets on both sides, which I might change. I find that this is too many pockets for me, so I might just change it and do a slip pocket on one side and do the ring again for the progress keepers on that one. But it's really pretty. I used cording for this. I've since bought some like macrame cord, which might be a little too thick. I saw another person use twill tape, and I bought some twill tape so I can experiment with 3 different kinds of pulls for this, which would be good. So that's definite keeper. So that brings me up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the 5th one that I could do is the bucket bag. I really love this one. It's got a bucket. Once again, I put pockets on both sides because I liked the fabric, but I would probably only put pockets on one side. And then the interior has pockets and a drawstring. So this is kind of the upgraded version of the drawstring bag, which is very cute with the bucket and the handle. So that's something that might work for me as well. it is a little more involved than the other bags. So I might want to just start with the other ones. This is really good if you have a 3 fabric combo, and I definitely do have things I've picked out with 3 fabrics. So that would be good for that. And oh, it's that time, I think. I gotta take you on a tour of all my fabric. So let's let the fun begin. Okay, let's go. Okay, what I had originally started with is this very, very, very small Tupperware bin here with fabric in it that I put next to my ironing board so I could just grab it and iron it. This, generally I buy fabric in 1 yard chunks with the exterior and the lining fabric matched up together. This is more fabric I bought that's just been sitting in this open bag getting dog hair all over it, so that's not good. I'm gonna try and use some of that up. I got my new ironing table after 2 months on back order. So it's definitely longer. It's got this kind of metallic cover that I don't know if I'm gonna like or not, so I might be sewing a new cover for that. Now what I had originally done when I started was I had grouped everything together in these project folders, which are very cool. The whole idea of putting it in this hutch is that it would be protected from dust and everything. So they're in this bag. I've got the project that I'm supposed to make with it, the fabric in there, if it'll focus, the fabric in there, and any kind of zipper or anything else that I needed. Eventually I just started putting all the fabric in here without a specific pattern just to get it out. You'll see they don't stand up great in here, so that was a little annoying. And then I started doing, oh geez, more fabric, way too much fabric here. I started putting them in these crates, which is nice, except I have the same problem that they're just exposed here. But at least everything's kind of in one place. I've got the zipper there. I've got 2 of those. And then of course, more fabric's just been piled on top of that. So that's not good. I've got more fabric piled up here that I bought that's specifically Christmas and autumn, because I wanted to do a themey kind of thing. And then I couldn't resist, they have these great 1 yard bundles now at Walmart. I try not to shop at Walmart very often, but when I go in there and see things like this, I can't help it. So I have several of these, and they would be good for project bags. And I've got this one, which is farmy, which is kind of cute. A little farm combo there. So I've got four of these combos that I have set aside for project bags. So we'll definitely grab those. And the rest of my fabric is all over here in the office. I was able to put them in 2 of these Tupperware tins, so that's good. But then I've got fabric stacked on top of that, so that's just kind of open to the air. But in these tins I have all of the fancy designer fabric that I've purchased. Very, very pretty. These 2 go together. They all pretty much have a match. So those 2 go together. These 2 go together. These 2 go together. So you get the idea. So those are all matched. And then I've got these ones as well that are all piled up here that need a home. So I'm going to go through and pick out some fabric that I think is going to work for what we're doing here with these project bags. I definitely have some that I purchased to be project bags. So I'll be right back with some choices. Okay, so I've gone through my fabric and I've made some decisions. It's kind of interesting because pick out this fabric and it's gorgeous and you just want to hold on to it forever in one way, and in the other way you want to make something beautiful with it and pass it on or sell it or use it. You don't want it just sitting in your house. So it's kind of a double-edged sword for me. But let's take a look at the fabric. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is show you the patterns. So this one is the Oxford pouch. This is the one that has kind of a plain color on the top and then the pockets. And I still haven't decided if I want to do the pockets on both sides. Both sides get you the fabric, the accent fabric on both sides, which would be good. So these are the fabrics I've picked out for the Oxford pouch. It just kind of has a strikingness to it that I like. So those two. The chickens I thought would be fun. And this is kind of, it's not really a chicken wire pattern, but pretty close. It alludes to that. This one I thought was very 70s with the cats. I think that would be pretty. And then more of the cats with the blue is pretty. And then I love this. This reminds me of my grandma. Remember all the 70s Pyrex and everything? Oh, it's so cute. That totally looks like Pyrex mixing bowls. So those two together, which would be fun. I don't know, maybe I'll do the stripes vertical. We'll see. Got those two. And then this, I was going to do the Metro Zip pouch out of this, but I don't know. I kind of like it for this project, although, there is another purse that I like making that would be perfect for that. So let's set that aside for the purse. And then this is some fabric I have left over from a project I did for my niece. So I was thinking, I don't know, this on the bottom would be better because it's darker. I'm trying to think of that too. Like having this fabric on the bottom with the white background might be a problem. Of course I could do it the other way and have the pocket be out of this, but obviously the accent fabric would be better as the pocket, so we'll see. Try to think about those things. If you're ever going to put your project bag on the floor or something, you wouldn't want this pretty light fabric to be the one that kind of scoops underneath and becomes the part that touches the ground. Whereas this one would be better, but I don't know, this could go either way. This I think has to stay with this on the bottom. We'll see. So all of those for the Oxford pouch. It's going to be good to find a place to put these. And then we're going to repurpose this one. Now all of these are going to be for the squishy project bag. What I like about this is that it has a zipper, but it also can be folded under. So you can work directly, you can pretty much work directly from any of these bags. You just pull your yarn out as you need it. This one's kind of that two-tone going on, so pretty much all two-tone. Here's one I haven't known what to do with for a while. Oh, let me turn on the other light. That might help add some light to the equation there. So, very pretty combo. Just haven't really had a pattern to use it with yet. This one's really neat. I think this was very inclusive, lots of different people, diversity in there, and then the hands with some American Sign Language symbols, which I love you is one of them. So in this case, the bottom one would be the plainer one and the top one would be the accent fabric. And then these two, I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I'll probably find a different bottom for these. This one's just beautiful. Could be an outside as well, but I was thinking of that for the lining. This for the exterior. Might see if I have a denim or a cork that could go with this one for the bottom, which is nice. And then I have all of my Walmart ones that I picked out that I thought would be good for this. So this would be the bottom and this would be the top. You're gonna see more of the top fabric, so the bottom is not as much fat. It's like 2/3 of this fabric and 1/3 of this fabric at the bottom. Then we have our farmyard one, which is totally darling. And then since this is the bottom accent fabric, this will also be the lining fabric as well. And then these are kind of nice Mediterranean combo. I liked those two together. So those will all be for the squishy project bag. And then I have the drawstring project bag, which is that other one I showed you with the handle. I have it in my head that this has to have a cork or a denim bottom to it. And that's not necessarily the case. So some of these I'll be doing that with and some I won't. I've got this beautiful one, just another diversity fabric here, with a love on the inside. And then I'm gonna try, I really like glitter vinyl, but it hasn't worked for me very well in the past. So we're gonna give this another try. So here we've got the glitter vinyl. Let's see if I can get a nice swatch of it going. So the glitter vinyl would be on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me undo it. Get a nice swath of the glitter vinyl. So the glitter vinyl would be on the bottom and also the handle piece, which I think would be nice. So really goes nicely with that. It really ties in with that turquoise. Turquoise is one of my absolute favorite colors. Put this back on here. That's our label. Really technical system I have going on here. I just have a little label that I wrap around these rolls of vinyl and cork that I have. And I just keep these in one of my cubes in my room. And then this one's beautiful. The nice thing is that this accent, it will not only be the lining fabric, but will also be the drawstring channel at the top. And I thought those ones went well with, I have kind of a cloudy gray cork that is going to go with very nicely. So that's good. And kind of the same thing with this one. This combo would be nice with the cloudy gray as well. That's all the same designer for those ones. And then some cute kitty cats in the window. If any of you follow The Last Homely House, this kind of reminds me of her cats in the window. And then this, I don't know why I think this goes with it, probably just because of the little gold accent. And then what I could do is I could do this on the bottom, or I have a black cork, but I think that's just going to be too much black on the outside there. So I think I might go ahead and do this fabric as the bottom. I might do the black cork handle though, since the handle is nice and chunky. Next I have these two. So that's kind of the 70s color palette again. And then this kind of chicken wire crisscross pattern. And I think I'll just use this one for the bottom. I did get 2 yards of this because I wanted to use this same fabric for this one. All kind of go together. So I do have 2 yards of that. I think I can easily do the lining and the bottom for 2 bags with that. And I have these two are very muted. And this might turn into a squishy bag. I'll have to see. I do have a zipper that's very close to that color. So maybe we'll reassign these right now in the moment to the squishy bag pile. And here's another fun cat one that we have. And I think I'll just do this for the bottom, might as well. And then I have my leftover Tula Pink fabric from another project bag that I made. And I think this one I was gonna do for myself because I love this fabric. It's upside down. I love this fabric and I really wanted to make a project bag for myself. So this is a sewing machine and the sewing machine pedal, and you got all that going on. And then these are supposed to be seed stitches. So she made like a whole handmade fabric line for us people that like doing things handmade. And then with this one I can try, oh, the purple glitter vinyl. It's so pretty. It's kind of a different purple than this. I don't know that it goes with any shades of purple in this fabric. Well then, maybe I won't do the glitter vinyl. We'll see. Okay, so that's all the fabric that I picked out to go with these bags. So I've got quite a few of each one to do. You'll notice that I didn't pick out any for the envelope pattern. I think what I'll do is see what's left over of these. The envelope, I don't know, I also have a lot of fat quarters. It's fat quarter friendly, so I technically don't need as much fabric. Most of the fabric I have here that I've picked out for these bags is a yard of fabric. Most of these bags take about a half a yard. I try to make one-of-a-kind bags, so I don't really want to make 2 of the exact same bag out of the fabric. So what I might do is take the leftovers of this fabric and make the envelope out of them. That way, if you wanted a matching envelope, you could have it. Or it's just a one-of-a-kind bag because I've used the fabric for a different pattern. So that's kind of how I switch things up for that. So I got a lot of work ahead of me making some project bags. So let's get going and start cutting these out. See you in a little bit. Hi everyone! Well, thanks for joining me this week. I want to give you a little tour of what we've accomplished this week and what we'll be working on next week. So here we go. I've got the torture device for the granny squares I've made so far. So these are the sunburst granny squares that we started on last week. So that's as far as I got. I'm blocking them out on my blocking board, brand new to me. I've never done that before. So interested to see how well they hold their shape after that. And I gotta get started on the rest of those, but the big thing I worked on this week was the Annie's Kit Club. So this is, I've got 2 more rounds to go, or 2 more squares to go on this, and then I'll be done with the first month's kit. So I'll have to wait for the next month's kit to add to my blanket. But it was a little intimidating at first, especially looking at this. Lots of stitches I haven't done before, so a little scary for me. But the step-by-step tutorials definitely helped. So here's as far as I got. And I'm really liking it. I feel more confident about my crocheting and have upped my game accordingly. I've used stitch markers for the first time and just getting more comfortable with doing unusual things. Like these guys, definitely my tension was a little off, had to redo it. I actually tore apart the first 3 rows several times and redid those because my count was off. So this is definitely a project you can't do in front of the couch while watching TV. This is a count everything project. Also, she had us check our measurements to make sure we were on track with the tension and the size so far. So I learned a lot in the first month here. So looking forward to adding to this blanket. Got all my fabric organized for my project bags. So I've got 3 piles of fabric right now for 3 different project bags that we're doing. I have cut out the zippers, found a zipper for each one that needed a zipper. The drawstring ones don't need a zipper, but everything else does. And for these ones, part of the reason why I do this planning part is because you'll notice that my zippers have different finishes. So this purple one has a rainbow finish and a rainbow pull. This beige one has a bronze finish. And then like this one, this light pink, has a silver finish. Well, for each of those, I need hardware that's going to match that. Now for the Oxford pouch, it does have a wristlet strap, so I need a swivel hook and a D-ring for each of those. And so I have to check my stash. And while my stash of zippers is pretty well stocked, I've got pretty much every color I could dream of having. So that's very well rounded. My hardware was getting low. So this is where planning comes in handy and is essential for me. It's going to take me a while to order more hardware, especially the bronze hardware I didn't have enough of. Might as well order some more of the other ones as well, as it's all being shipped from Canada. And Canada shipping is a lot, and the conversion is a lot. So I like to order as much as I can at once to bulk that up. I also get a 10% discount when I go over a certain price, so that's nice as well. So I just placed an order for that. It'll probably take 2 weeks to get here. So that means that essentially I've got two stacks of fabric I can make projects bags with, because they're not waiting for the hardware. This third stack is waiting for the hardware. So that's why I plan ahead. So I have time to work on these other 2 stacks of project bags while I'm waiting for this. Now the good news is I can still get a lot done on the bag before I need the hardware piece. So I mean, if it takes a while to get here, I can essentially get started on the bags before it gets here. I don't know how much I'm going to get through. I mean, this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 7 of the one design and probably 7 or 8 of the other design before I can even get to the third design. So I got plenty to work on until then. So that's good. Also making good progress on my corner to corner shawl. It's getting quite big now. I don't even know how big it needs to be. I guess big enough to go around my shoulders and feel comfortable. I have only got this much yarn left, so I'm kind of playing yarn chicken here. I'm hoping, I've already gotten farther than I thought I was gonna get, but I have to come up with a contingency plan in case this isn't enough. So I'm thinking about if I want to add a border. I could add a yarn that kind of goes with this this purple pink color, deep pink color, and add that to the top. I don't know if that's just gonna ruin the look of the whole thing. I really wanted it to be one continuous color, so we'll see how that goes. But that's a problem for future Heather, so we're not gonna worry about that right now. So that's it for this week, friends. Hope to see you next week when we'll get going on the project bags, batch cutting all of that fabric out, ironing everything, getting it all perfect and ready to sew. So if you've enjoyed this video and you've made it all the way to the end, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button and the subscribe button, and that will introduce me to more like-minded people like yourself. So have a great week, everybody. Let me know down in the comments what you're working on and how you're doing this week. Okay, see you later. Bye.